Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to start our series on fish sticks and anything that you can make with them. So this recipe is called fish stick po' boy sandwiches, and I'm going to be using the Gordon's fish sticks. And you're just going to go ahead and cook them according to the package directions, which is I believe $4.25 for about 11 to 14 minutes. And halfway through you're going to flip them, which that's what I always do when I make them anyway. But this is going to be our first recipe in this series, and I'm going to try to get a couple more for y'all set up. That way you can find, I know a lot of people eat stuff like this on a budget, and so we need to try to find different ways to make it a little bit more creative and better tasting, so that, you know, the family will be happy and they'll eat more, which will make us happy too. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. The oven's already preheated. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in. Like I said, halfway through you're gonna flip this, but we have got a little bit of a sauce to make. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in. We have a sauce that we're gonna make to go on our sandwiches. So you're going to need a bowl, and I'm going to try to eyeball this the best I can. So it's basically a tartar sauce. That's what I feel it is, but we're going to put about a half a cup of mayo, not salad dressing, but mayo, so no Miracle Whip. And I'm probably going to have to measure some of this because I do not want to mess this up. Horseradish sauce. You can find it usually on the condiment aisle, and you're going to need 2 tablespoons. Okay. And we're going to need a tablespoon of lemon juice. Now this is going to be interesting. We do not use sweet relish, so we do dill. I'm going to go ahead and put some of this in, which is probably a huge mistake because it's not going to be sweet at all, but we'll go with it. I need a 1/4 teaspoon of Creole seasoning. This is the kind that I keep on hand. So I need a 1/4 teaspoon of that. I'm going to put it just a teeny bit more. And I need one more ingredient. Let me get that real quick. Alright. Needed my garlic powder and I forgot to grab it. So there we go. So while your fish sticks are cooking, you can put together this sauce just real quick. And I always look for, I go to Walmart. Hold on, let me get it so I can show you. I always go to Walmart and go to their marked down and clearance bread products from their bakery, or their bakery products. And I got this big loaf of French bread that we're going to use for this. Of course, I'm going to cut it down into smaller sandwiches for everybody. But it's like 84 cents, and I bought 2. So it's way cheaper than hoagie rolls, because some of those can be like $5, $6. And I could get at least 3 sandwiches out of that one loaf. So I'm cutting costs there. So y'all need to seriously look for that when you go to Walmart again. Look for their bakery aisle, or ask them where their clearance bakery items would be. So, alright. So we are going to wait for our fish sticks to get done, and then we'll do the rest of this recipe. It's really, really simple and easy, and it just takes literally minutes to throw together. The most time is just that we have to wait for them to actually cook, and we'll be ready to go in no time. Alright, I'll see y'all back here in a few. Okay, y'all. So they're all finished, and they're a little bit crispy, and I've already got my bread. You take your bread. Let me see. Let me show you. Take your bread, if it's not already sliced, and slice it. And you're going to butter the inside, and you're going to broil it just enough, you know, to your liking. And I've got it. I'm going to set it aside. And our sauce I put in the fridge. I forgot to tell y'all to chill it while you wait. And then you're going to take about a tablespoon of this. And you're going to sprinkle it. I'll eyeball this. All over these. As soon as they come out of the oven. And these are freshly out of the oven. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a toss here. So, it does dress them up just a little, so it's not just plain old fish sticks thrown in a bun, which it could be. This made it a little bit fancier. But I keep this on hand, this Creole seasoning on hand, and so I always have it. And it lasts a long time. I think it's like a 17-ounce container. So, and knowing me, I probably bought it at Walmart forever ago. I don't know. But it comes in handy. Gives it a little bit of an extra spice to it. So now, and I've also got some tomatoes that I sliced really thin. And some lettuce that I tried to shred as small as possible. Of course, you can get cut lettuce if you need to. And so I'm ready to assemble. So I'm going to come back here and I'll show you how to put all this together and what I put with it as a side. Okay, y'all, so this is what I decided to pair it with. I bought some potato wedges frozen at Walmart in their frozen department. So they call them deli wedges, I believe. So put those in the air fryer, and that's going to be my side. I've got my hoagie roll here with my shredded lettuce and my salted tomato. And here are the fish sticks ready to go. And I got my sauce out. And I'm just going to do just a little bit of that. I'm not going to go crazy. Just need a touch. Alright, so that's all you need to dress up your fish sticks. You know, because we're all trying to eat on a budget nowadays, so this would be a little bit more dressed up, but perfect meal. So let's go to our next recipe and see what I got up my sleeve about the fish sticks and what we can do with those. Today I'm going to make some fish tacos. The recipe calls for chopped up cabbage, carrot, the whole thing. So instead of doing that, we are going to use the tricolor coleslaw that you can get at Walmart. I'm pretty sure everybody sells it. And we're going to try to do about the same amount that it calls for the recipe, about a half a head worth. So I say about half of the bag, so about 8 ounces, which is that the pack is like, the bag that it comes in is a 16-ounce bag, so I just put half in here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, make sure y'all can see, we're gonna take the ingredients for the sauce and we're going to put in here real quick. Okay, so you're going to need, could not get any green onions, so I hate that, but I could not get any. So we're going to go ahead and try to mix all this together. We're going to need about a tablespoon of olive oil, tablespoon of honey, okay, and we're going to use ground ginger instead of fresh. Okay, you only need about 1/4 teaspoon of that. A little bit of lime juice. garlic powder instead of fresh cloves. And you can do fresh cloves. I'm just trying to speed this along. All right. Mix all that up in there together. We're going to need a little bit of salt. Supposed to be about a half a tablespoon. I'll just do a real generous amount. And we'll just taste it later and see. And if it's not enough, we can add more. Alright, so I left out the cilantro because we are not fans of cilantro. There's only one dish I use cilantro in, and this is not one. And fresh cilantro is really gross. Just gross to me. So, left that out. And there's carrots already in this mix. That was one reason why I went ahead and picked that. What you're going to do is this little dressing you made, you're going to go ahead and pour that on. We're going to kind of stir that up. And we're going to set this aside. And this is really easy. I've already made my fish sticks. So what you're going to do is just follow the package directions. Gordon's is the brand that I used. But you could use any brand. And I've already made them and set those aside. They're cooling while I make all this stuff to go with it. Okay, yeah. That dressing that I put on was plenty for half of the pack of coleslaw. We're going to push all this out of the way. And I'm going to get another bowl. Okay, now, in this small little bowl here, we're going to put about 1/3 of a cup of mayo. Not salad dressing, but mayo. And you're going to need about 2 tablespoons. There's one. Of sweet chili sauce. And this is the one that I purchased. Whoops. There you go. And you're going to need about 1 tablespoon of sriracha. Okay, that'll be fine. Okay. Now this is your sauce that's going to go over your... So we're going to layer our tortillas with our slaw. It's already got dressing on it. And I'm going to let that sit and marinate with that dressing on it for at least a half hour before I assemble anything. And then you're going to put that on your tortilla. That's going to be your base or your foundation. It's going to be your slaw. Then you're going to put your fish sticks, and then you're going to put your sauce, and that's it. That's all there is to it. This is a little bit spicy, this sauce here. So you need to keep that in mind. You could possibly leave out the sriracha. That would make it a little bit less spicy. For those of you that don't like the spice. But that is it. So I'll come back here and show you the assembly. It's just a really quick fish stick recipe, and it kind of gives you an idea of something else that you can make with them. It's really easy and simple, just a few ingredients. And like I said, I didn't follow the recipe to a T, but we made it work. So hopefully you'll find some of these a little bit easier because of those of you that, you know, are trying to find something quick to put together. This should fit the bill for that. All right, I'll be back here in just a few and I'll show you how to assemble everything. Okay, y'all, so it's time for assembly. You can use corn tortillas or you can use flour. I'm going to use flour because that's what I have on hand. And you can warm these up in the microwave or in a dry skillet before you assemble. So go ahead and take the slaw and we're going to put that down first. And your fish sticks, I did 4. And a little bit of sauce. And that's it. Real easy and simple. And I made it a little bit cheaper by just buying the coleslaw mix and using half of that. Using half of that because the other half I can use it for another recipe. And this makes your fish tacos with your fish sticks. Makes it real simple, easy, and it gives you another way to reinvent the wheel, as they say. Because the fish sticks just by themselves kind of get old after a while, and this gives you another way of making them into something different, into a different recipe. Our next recipe that contains fish sticks is a fish stick casserole. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. You need to preheat your oven. Let me check the temp on that. 375. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 375. And you're going to crack 6 eggs into a mixing bowl. Six eggs. Wash my hands real quick. All right. You're going to need 2 cups of milk. So we'll pour that in. 1, 2. Okay. We're going to put about a tablespoon of hot sauce, your favorite hot sauce, in there. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Need some black pepper. About a half a teaspoon, so a little bit generous. And we're going to do about a half a teaspoon of salt. You can do kosher. If you do kosher, you need to do a 1/4 of a teaspoon. And your onion powder, you're going to need about a half of a teaspoon. And a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And you're just going to take these and you're going to whisk them together. Let me get a whisk real quick. I'm going to whisk all this up. And I've already got my 9x13 spreading ready. So you just keep whisking this all together real quick. This actually comes together pretty quickly. You need to go ahead and cook your fish sticks. You're only going to need to bake 24 of them, which is usually not the whole container, depending on the size that you get. And you're going to do about 16 ounces of tater tots. You need to pre-cook both of those, and I've already done that. Let's try and get these eggs to, okay. So what we're going to do, so we're going to move the baking dish over. Make sure y'all can see it. You're going to go ahead and pour your eggs in, okay? And that's going to be basically it for your seasoning and everything. All right, let me get the tater tots. Now, I'm only going to put half of the tater tots that I have in here in this mixture. I air fried mine, but you can bake them. Just cook them however you normally cook them. So we're going to put half in this egg mixture. Okay. And then you're going to use about half of your fish sticks. So do about half of these. And then a cup of your cheese. So you're using 2 cups worth of cheese. So I'm just doing a Colby Jack. can use cheddar though, it's fine. All right, and then you're gonna repeat everything you just did. So the other half of your tater tots. All right, that's all those. Your rest of your fish sticks. Oops. Okay. And then your cheese. So I'm going to bake this in a 375-degree oven for 35 to 45 minutes. And we just want the eggs to get fully cooked. And the cheese, of course, will be melted by then. And then you're going to cut it into squares. So it's, you know, a casserole. Almost like a breakfast casserole in a way. But we're going to have this for dinner. So 35 to 40 minutes at 375. And I will be right back with the finished product. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. It took approximately 40 minutes to complete. I did cover it with foil for a little while to make sure that it didn't over brown. And then I had to finally take the foil off and let it finish getting toasty on top. So you need to watch that. But this is the final recipe in our compilation of fish stick recipes. I hope that you find this helpful and it gives you some more ideas to use this product. So make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.